Hi, good morning, good afternoon. Fasting and flourishing. So in the next 18 minutes, I will unwrap Ramadan marketing strategies with compelling brand stories. Before I get into the what to do, let me appeal to your appetite of how important and why is Ramadan the single most important month for marketing in the whole year. Let me get into my slides. All right. So based on Google and Meta Playbook, I will be quoting the same data that Shanti has been quoting earlier. Ramadan is a key commerce moment. It is the time to acquire new buyers with brand storytelling videos. So, I will be presenting you the data, and then I'll be presenting the logical reasoning behind the data before I get into what to do with those data. First, let's look into the statistical data. Based on Meta, Ramadan is a key commerce moment with majority of shoppers or observers spending more year on year. As Shanti mentioned earlier, 60% says in a survey that they spend more than last year and will be spending more next year during the Ramadan period. According to the Google report, nearly 2 times of Indonesian consumers participate in shopping during Ramadan compared to double date. This is why Ramadan is the most important month through the whole year for doing marketing. Shoppers in Ramadan or Hari Raya make up to 1.4 times more purchase than in double dates. And it's not only repeat purchases. We are talking about acquiring new users. In the last week of Ramadan, this is what Google states. During Mudik, many searches are impulsive, with consumers frequently looking for nearest options for various goods and services. This is showing that during Ramadan is when we pick up the extra eyeballs, the extra ears for us to get the awareness and get them to commit to our brand and engage with us. 88% of Ramadan shoppers shopped with at least one retailer that they have never purchased from before. And quoting from the Meta Playbook, video is a powerful vehicle for brand storytelling, helping to drive awareness and consideration. And this next slide will be talking more into detail of this 65% of shoppers or observers spending more time. I'll be explaining exactly at which hour is that extra eyeballs and the ears that we can capture and why that is the case. Let's go to the next slide. This is the statistical report in the Google 2023 Ramadan report in their playbook. What this is saying is that during 3 a.m. to 5:30 a.m., there's a 2.3 times increase in eyeballs in YouTube. During lunchtime, about 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., there is a 33% increase. And let me tell you why. Where there is disruption, there is opportunity. And during that 1 month of Ramadan, disruption happens. Lunch is being changed to very early morning breakfast, mostly at 4 a.m. We call it sahur over here. And believe it or not, the lunch and the breakfast that we take 10 to 15 minutes to consume normally takes 2 hours to prepare. So that is why when there is no longer lunch, it is not only during 12 to 1 p.m. that there is a surge in people not knowing what to do and taking their phone to consume social media, but the people who are preparing the food from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. also has nothing better to do than taking their phone, giving their eyeballs and ears to the social media, consuming our content, and ended up engaging with our brands. The same thing in the morning. True, mostly consume sahur at 4 a.m., but they start preparing the sahur from 3 a.m. So this is where we need to seize the very moment. We need to understand this quote and abide by it. So the quote is this: every threat to the status quo is an opportunity in disguise. So let's take this opportunity and do what we can do as marketing experts. Let's consume this time together in the right way. So, let's get into what to do. We are talking about brand stories. I have rules of engagement. I have 4 rules of engagement that I abide by in my brands and in the brands that consult with me. The first rule is that prospect buyers are heroes and brand is the guide. No one is interested in your brand story unless it is relevant to them. It's useless if we keep on telling that this is what our product can do without highlighting what it means to the consumers who's the audience of the content. The second rule of engagement: no one wants to be guided unless they feel lost. We need to present to the audience that it is crucial to engage with our brands. Not only is it relevant, it's urgent. And the downside of not engaging with our brand is so much a loss. So we need to present with them an alternate outcome. What will happen if they do not engage with our brand? That is the best way to capture people's attention. Because humans have a risk aversion theory. If today I give you 1 million rupiah and tomorrow I take back that 1 million rupiah, the sadness that you feel from losing the 1 million rupiah will be much bigger than the happiness you feel from getting the 1 million rupiah. So to be able to capture the audience attention, we need to tell them what they will lose if they don't engage with our brands. Insurance, you will be talking about not only will you be sick physically, mentally you'll be so stressed about paying the bills. That's why you need to have our brand engage with us. Having to be able to highlight the loss makes people feel the presence. After all, some of us here with the biggest regrets in our life because we measure the presence by the absence of someone so truly deep in our heart. Let's not do that with our life, but apply this in our marketing strategies. Tell the audience what they will lose if they don't engage with our brands. And the third rule of engagement. Let me try again. All right. Oh. Okay. Maybe I can get some help from the back. Let's go with the third rule of engagement. As a guide, you must show that you can and you care. Being able and available is 2 different things, and buyers need both. They need to know that you have the capacity, the capability, but you also have the passion and the empathy. They need to know that you are able to bring them from where they are to where they want to be, and you will make yourself available to be the solution to fill in the gap from where they are and where they want to be. And the fourth rule of engagement. Let's try that again. All right, the fourth rule of engagement. Heroes want to feel special. They need to stand out. Sense of care is very subjective to how available we are to others. Since all of us here are marketing experts, I believe that everyone here has been able to market yourself to find a fulfilling partner in life. Let me ask this question. Regardless of how sweet, how attentive you are to your partner in life, but if you treat any other opposite gender with the same attention and tenderness, would your partner in life feel special? No, they won't. So it's not about how you can make them feel better, but it's also how they feel that you are there to make them feel special and you are only there to make them feel better. So these are my 4 rules of engagement. And I break this down into 2 parts. The first 2 rules of engagement is talking about content. And the second half is talking about channels. When we are talking about content, we are talking about short videos. In the short attention span generation, we are talking about less than 59 seconds. If possible, to deliver the same message with the same amount of impact within 15 seconds or less. That is the art of communication. How are we able to convey the same message in less amount of time? So the first 2 points is talking about content. And the last 2 points is talking about channels. When I talk about channels, it is about whether we are posting in the Instagram of BARDI Smart Home Official, or we are posting in the KOL channel, or are we posting in a channel that is owned by BARDI Smart Home but always talk about travelers, and we capture the attention of travelers in that particular channel, which I call it an affinity channel. Most of you don't even know that channel is owned by BARDI Smart Home. But it is there. It is out in the public. We have affinity channels. We have brand channels. And this, abiding by these 2 rules of engagement, is why we have affinity channels. So let's first get into the content. In the content, in the first 2 seconds, hold on, let me try to change the slide before I go, all right? In the content, within the first 2 seconds, hook your audience by calling them out based on the problem your brand is a solution of. Views are useless if we are getting viewed by the people that is not relevant to us. I may be going to Tanah Abang, shouting my lungs off, having 10,000 people listening to what I have to say. But I prefer to be here in MMA, talking to the right audience that understands what I'm talking about, that have the same passion as me. It is useless to get that 1 million viral video because of a misspelling. It is useless to get that 1 million video and looking at the comments and it's all negative. It's useless. So make sure that within the first 2 seconds, we are hooking the right audience. The audience that really matters to your brands. Doing it the right way is better than having more views. Next, present the negative alternative of postponing the purchase of your brand. As I've mentioned earlier, the same as what I'm doing in this presentation of 18 minutes, we should be implementing in the 60-second, in the 15-second videos. I first started with saying Ramadan is such a big opportunity. If you don't listen to what I'm going to say to you and share you my experience, 13 years in the digital marketing space, what you lose is the eyeballs of the new users we may acquire. So in the same context, within the first 30 seconds to mostly 14 to 20 seconds, we need to present the audience with what they will lose if they postpone the purchase of your brands. Then close it off with presenting arguments about how your brand is the solution to their problem. Why do we put it at the end? Because regardless how value for money your product is, how well you can explain how your product is the best choice anyone can make, without the first 2 seconds of hooking the right audience, it won't even matter. Because we are communicating through social media, we are given 1 to 2 seconds before people swipe and regard us as irrelevant. So take the first 2 seconds to hook the right audience, then continue by presenting to them what they will lose if they don't take action engaging with our brands now. Then explain why your brand is the best solution to avoid that problem. Next, I will explain about the channels. I divide the channels into 2. Official channel and affinity channel. What we put in the official channel are not traffic generating contents. It is a consideration page. Much of us here that has been in this industry long enough, we made website, a landing page website, and we put our awards, we put our portfolio, the brands that has engaged with us before, to show we establish our authority in that website. In the recent age of social media where people are searching more on TikTok than on Google, that's what TikTok says, Google says differently. What we have to do is to be able to have a landing page also in the social media, be it Meta, be it TikTok. So your brand channel is your landing page. In that brand channel, Make sure you talk about the awards, the portfolio, the behind the scene, what you have been doing to deliver results to your clients. The product features, how great your product is. That is a brand channel. It is okay if your brand channel doesn't have too much followers. It is okay if your brand channel doesn't have much views, because the brand channel is not an outreach channel. The brand channel is the place that people do consideration. It is a place for people who are already considering whether to engage with your brand or not. So focus on showing that you can in your brand channel and not so much in showing that you care. Affinity channel is the whole opposite side of the spectrum. Affinity channel, right there, you have to show that I care about only you, even though if you are saying about that to a lot of people. But each of them that you talk to have to feel that they are the special one. They are the apple in your eyes. Each affinity channel should present a targeted community. In BARDI Smart Home, what we do is that we give the sense of command, the actual command and control to the audience, to our buyers. They are able to control their devices from their phone, from their voice, from a tab, without doing anything, IoT, Internet of Things. But to be able to communicate this, we need to break down how is this relevant to each particular community. So one of the affinity we have is travelers. We tell them, do not be bounded in your house by not being able to leave your house and burglars coming in. Show that you are at home by switching on and off your light with a schedule, opening and closing your curtains in a particular time that make the burglars feel you're at home. So when we talk to travelers, it makes sense for them to do so. When we talk to pet lovers, we say, you are away most of the time and your pet is at home waiting for you. We present them with a photo, a video of the dog or the cat waiting by the door for the owners to come home. It touches their heart. Then we go about, they have been left 10 hours without you at home. And then we present our pet feeder, we present our water fountain, how you can talk to your pets with the pet feeder, how you can feed them with the pet feeder, even when you are away. We make our products relevant to each affinity channel by speaking about them first, then we speak to them. That's what affinity channel is about. It can be brand owned, it can be a KOL channel. Some of the channels are owned by brands like BARDI Smart Home. We actually build it. We build the community of travelers. But we also use some KOLs, key opinion leaders. But this is something that makes our KOL works better. It's not really because they are better KOLs than a lot of other KOLs. But consistency is the key. Do not hit and run. Do not engage with one KOL. Do not open a brand affinity channel 1 month and lose any hope and do not engage with it anymore. With KOL or brand channel, it takes consistency. We are building a community after all. We need to show that we care. And by showing that we care, we need to be there time and time again. So affinity channel, even when we are working with KOL, at least I will work with them for 3 months to 1 year to try and build that affinity channel through the community that they already have. And when I build a brand-owned affinity channel, I also commit to 3 months to 1 year to try to achieve traction from that exact audience that I want to build. So that's all from me. I hope that you will take away something today, that Ramadan is the key moment, the most important month of the whole year to do marketing, because that is when we acquire new buyers. And to acquire new buyers, use brand storytelling videos. And in brand storytelling videos, you need to talk about the audience for the first 2 seconds, present them what they will lose if they do not engage with your brands, and then offer them a solution. And make not only one channel in social media, but make one brand channel that establishes your authority, showing that you're capable, and make a lot of affinity channel to show that you care to a particular community. That is all from me. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Sir Ryan, Maurice, Tallulah. So